Yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome back. Today we are on day 2 of trying to understand if we can write a Linux distro for our phone. Kind of like a new phone operating system. You know, no Android, no Ubuntu Touch, just like our own thing. I think it's like a fun project. I don't really have much of an idea of like exactly what I want yet, but I do feel like some sort of like windowing system plus applications plus, I just want like a actual Linux distro on my phone that feels nice to use. My experience with the ones I've tried so far is that they kind of like are slow and laggy to some extent. And I suspect that like when I use my phone on Android, it doesn't feel that way. So I suspect that there's like some way to make it not. And based off of like the feeling I get when I use these like custom Linux distros or whatever, it feels like I run out of RAM, I run out of resources, and things start slowing down. So I feel like if I were to make like a full operating system, I'd have like enough control that I could like make things smooth. Also, it's like kind of like a fun project. We get to work on like we would get to work on Window Manager. We would get to like expand our GUI framework a bunch. And there's a bunch of like probably interesting low level stuff to work on. So we yesterday were looking at this project. Ubuntu Touch. So this is built on top of this project called Halium, where Halium is kind of like an abstraction layer that converts like Android drivers into stuff that you can use from like Linux, hand wavy. Because like the drivers are shipped by the vendor that made the phone in like compiled against a specific version of Android binaries, right? And you can't just like call into those from your like glibc linked program. So they have like this thing libhybris that's supposed to like marshal calls between the two, and then Halium is like he sits on top of libhybris and like sets up a bunch of daemons to like talk to the camera and talk to the Wi-Fi radio and shit like that. I don't really know, right? That's kind of like the main thing here is I don't really know. And so what we were trying to do was we were trying to poke and prod an Ubuntu Touch distro. And we were struggling with getting set up yesterday, but I realized the mistake that we made. We had this like, we were working through the ubports build guide because we wanted to build the code ourselves because we do want to poke and prod that part when we can. And in this build guide, they talk about installing these builds, right? And in here, they have this script, Halium install. And we were trying to use this to like upload the stuff that we built. This did not work. And so we tried to use their installer, and the installer also didn't work. But I was wrong. The installer does work. So based off my investigation yesterday, off stream, I ran the installer again. And hold on, where is this? Is like UB ports installer here, and I realized that we clicked. Oh fuck! Wrong button. Select device, dismiss. Select device. It was 1 + 5. Where are we at? 1 + 5. So here. I realized that we kind of left this thing as its default. So I suspect that the 2004 daily release was probably just like broken or something. I don't really know. But when I came back here and I ran with 2004 stable, it did seem to like work correctly. And so if this works correctly, then the question is why did this like Halium install script we were playing with yesterday not work? And I suspect, by the way, you also use the wrong Halium install command line. Are they? These are the same, right? These are the same, basically. I guess we didn't have -s, but like whatever. It's actually like this isn't like super relevant for the failure mode, but you are right that we were supposed to be passing this. But what I noticed was, can I ADB shell while this is happening? I think it's sketchy. But so this Halium install script, hold on, where do I want to be in here? Halium install. what he does is he has this like flash image thing in him. Halium install distribution, maybe? Functions distribution? Where was this? Flash. God damn it. Flash image Halium install. Halium install. There we go. Flash image. God damn it. Here we go. Core. Halium install functions core. So this guy basically just like puts a like root fs image on data. And it turns out that like the Ubuntu, the recovery that is installed by default, does not mount data by default. It turns out that the like ubports installer thing that is running here, does a whole bunch of other shit, right? I like cloned this off stream and I was looking at ubports installer, and actually I started by looking through kind of like what the installer downloaded. So there's kind of like in the cache folder of my home folder, there's like all of these like images in here. And what I noticed in here was that there's like this like Ubuntu command thing. And I was like poking around the like ADB, like the recovery shell. And I found that like there's a program on there that has like functions in it that look a lot like these things. So then I was like under the impression that I was like, oh, maybe the ubports installer is like creating this like Ubuntu command file, uploading it to the recovery and like running it in some way, right? That's kind of like where I ended up. And I found in here somewhere, if you just grep for like Ubuntu command, which was the file that we had there, we kind of like end up in this like plugin file. And then you see in here stuff like prepare system image and like push thing to cache recovery. And so you can like kind of start to find like, if you rep for this, you know, you start to find like stuff like this that does like, this is, yeah, here he's like verifying that the data is in the ext4 partition. Then somewhere I think I found, if I look for like cache recovery, which is where it puts this Ubuntu command file, maybe this is how I ended up there. So then there's like this like lineage OS plugin thing. You know, that like installs like open recovery script, and then like, I don't know, open recovery script. Maybe I found this somewhere. I'm not sure, but I basically got under the impression that this is doing a lot of stuff. Right? Basically, he's doing a lot of stuff. And so that's probably why whatever we were doing wasn't working right. That was my suspicion. So I just reflashed this thing, and you know, he's running Ubuntu Touch now. I don't know if fucking Alt Tab doesn't work, so I have to fucking grab my mouse. Look, Ubuntu Touch. And I believe that we can, if I look in here, I can like enable developer settings, and we can like ADB shell into this thing if we're in Ubuntu Touch, which is not where we really want to be necessarily, but it's a place to start. Because what we're really trying to do is figure out how the fuck all of this stuff fits together. So we have a booted Ubuntu Touch, and we can just look at like what the fuck is on this thing. What happens when I like launch a program and all that stuff, right? So here we go. Nice. We fucking finally, after all that work yesterday, have like a file system that we can play with. So, you know, first thing I want to do is I want to look at like, maybe we have like vendor, we have system, we have firmware stuff. My suspicion, so what we heard initially was that a lot of like vendor blobs live in vendor, so maybe going and looking there is where we want to start. So like, what's in here? Can we like, what if we wanted to like open an OpenGL window, right? Is there like a libgl in here? Yes, right? We have libgles, Adreno, CM Adreno. I don't know what this means. Maybe we can look at like, what does like an application do when I open it, right? Like, so let's like look at like top, and can we just open like the gallery app or something? Lure me gallery, PID 4202. Proc 4202. 4204 was it? Yeah. 4204. Can we look at maps? grep gl. So it looks like here, he's got Android system GL open. He's got vendor libgles open. He's got user libgles libhyrus open. So this is probably what we link against. Yeah, I guess a boot process may be wrong. Like, we want to understand how ubuntu touch, like how do drivers work is kind of more where I want to start. This device is a bit unfortunate to the exploration on, since you have the rootfs by default. Oh, hey, I just realized you're the guy. Sup, Mr. Deathmist? What's up? sorry, I didn't catch the name until just now. This device is unfortunate to the exploration, since you have rootfs by default flashed to the 3 GB system partition, and it's almost fully into space by default. Not that the Ubuntu Touch rootfs is generally meant to be messed around with, since it's immutable-ish and read only by default. Okay, so my understanding after the reading that I did last night is that the image itself is, when we install this thing, it's like pushed to data, right? So I guess what you're implying is that we are using the system partition. And so probably what happens is that like Ubuntu Touch on start checks for the presence of like data Android rootfs image or something, and then like copies this to system and does like plus preprocessing on init or something, would be my guess. Because as far as I could tell from like that install scripts, all that the Hybris boot thing does is like mount the rootfs image somewhere, and that like wouldn't be on system, I would have thought. That's what I would have thought, but I haven't quite got there yet. So maybe I'm like a fucking idiot. I guess what I want to look at is, it would be cool if we could build something that like rendered an image somewhere. That's kind of what that's what I want to do, is like open an OpenGL window. Can we do that? So like where does all of this stuff come from, right? So if I want to like build and link against libgles, I guess, do we need, if these are all like dynamic libraries and EGL is like, how do I say this? If we can like link against EGL symbols and they're like dynamically loaded, we might be able to get away with like not linking against these guys explicitly. But that's probably not what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to probably, like, how the fuck do people like build apps for Ubuntu Touch? Right? Ubuntu Touch SDK. Like somebody like launches programs somewhere. Right? App development. So like I want to make some native apps. Use clickable to facilitate packaging, publishing, and tests. So like, is this where people get their SDK? Like somebody has an SDK somewhere, right? That seems reasonable. But like, where does it come from? Because this guy's just saying like run clickable. Can we just like run like a fucking example somewhere? Like, is there like fucking like native guide? The recommended way to build this is to use the Qt framework. You don't have to blah, blah, blah. We provide a subset of QML. You can use clickable to facilitate packaging, deploying, publishing, and test. But how do you like build it? Platform section. Like somewhere. Okay, so far what I understand is that like what we've managed to build ourselves is we've managed to build Halium, and then we downloaded like an Ubuntu rootfs tarball, right? So we would probably assume that the stuff that like Ubuntu has, which might be, we don't really know what the separation between like Halium and Ubuntu Touch is yet, right? Like, is this user like, is this user lib AR64 lib EGL? Like, who provides this? I don't really know yet. So maybe we should answer that. That's probably like an interesting question. Is like maybe there's like a Halium SDK as well. Clickable is a native packaging tool, much like Flatpak Builder. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I don't really understand yet because like I'm just like fucking lost. I don't understand yet if Clickable also like calls GCC when I compile, you know? Like is he might be. Is there like ubports native app guide? Qt app guide, right? There must be like an example somewhere that we can play with. There must be ubports app example, right? Surely, and then that will tell us a lot of information. Aha, yeah, so like if we have like, okay, can we just like look at the fucking calculator app source code? Here we go, nice. So this guy, what the fuck does he do? He has like a CMake lists. So if click mode, else click mode. So here he just calls qmake on the thing, I guess. Can we like just yoinkies this and see what happens? Like I assume that we need some sort of like AR64 compiler. So they have like a building thing? Oh, wait, here we go. Let's go, dude. ubports app dev doc. Okay, wait, hold on. SDK docs? Close. Clickable will provide these as per clickable YAML or the older JSON. Okay, interesting. Interesting. So let's. Maybe we should try ubports clickable. Dude, just give me the fucking linky. Ah. I see. This, yeah, okay. So we throw some stuff in the YAML. He'll like yoink libs that he needs from, you know, if they're provided or not. And then we just like import shit in CMake lists. Probably. Gives you a whole Docker container with the tools and whatever dependencies the file specifies. That's crazy. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, let's try it. Eventually we want to peel back the layers here. Oh my god, I just want... Dude. Why is it so hard to just... Oh, here we go. Pip. Here we go. Okay. So we're going to be in some sort of Python environment. Okay. Let's start there. We'll peel back the layers as we need to, but let's just start. If we can get like a fucking like red box rendered in a window on Ubuntu Touch, that will give us a lot of like places to start investigating, I feel like. Python 3. And let's see where we end up. Python 3. I guess we need to like to get a virtual env because fucking NixOS. Unless Clickable's in the NixOS repos. That would be kind of crazy. Sometimes they have shit. If they have it, that's kind of cool. Wow, look at that. Okay. So if I just like say clickable, I want to fucking write a C app. Will it like help me? Setup. Yeah. Okay. Make dir test app. Let's see what we got. Clickable setup. Do you want clickable setup bash completion? Fuck no. Oh, I guess that would set up clickable. Clickable create. What is this thing? Okay. I want none of these. I want a Zig app, but we'll say C++. Title, LOL. Description, LOL. App name, LOL. Your name, LOL. LOL. Dude, this is so much stuff. I don't want it, but whatever. Okay. There is a lot to peel back here. No such file. Okay, next shall be Android tools. Clickable. Okay, so Jesus Christ. There's a lot of layers to peel back, guys. There's a lot. But like you gotta start somewhere. This is crazy. Like I understand to some extent. If you have the device plugged in developer mode, it'll even auto deploy at the end. That's crazy. Like I understand. I like, you know, getting into like the headspace of like a guy at a job, right? I'm a guy at a job. This isn't really, you know, something that you would do at a job necessarily. Holy shit. Dude, is this happening for you guys too? On my screen, this like, do you guys see that shit? Is that happening for you? It's like in movies when the guy's like fucking crazy. That's so funny. I think it's like, yeah, that's happening for you guys. Why aren't you guys saying anything? It looks like crazy. Is it happening a lot? Is it like watchable? I guess it's like probably because this is maxing out my fucking network. It's only lagging when you download it. Is it like my voice too? Most of the time it's fine. Audio's good, video's choppy. Okay, then it's fine. It's like whatever. This will pass. Yeah, like if I'm in the headspace of like I'm a guy at my job and I'm like just making a thing and I want to make an app, like I kind of understand like having like a thing that makes everything easy for you is nice. But like these things that make everything easy for you also make things like so fucking confusing. Right? It's like it's so hard for me, like a guy who like knows how to compile code, which I would think is a low bar, to be like, what is this thing fucking doing? It's like we have to go through so many hoops to get there. Right? But it's like I kind of get like it's also nice if I'm just like a guy who wants to make an Ubuntu touch app. Like it makes sense. But it's like I'm probably like approaching it from like the wrong angle too, right? Oh my god, right? So then we have like shit like this in list maintainer format. Okay, fuck you, fuck you. Let me fucking write invalid emails. Oh, now where does this go? Manifest maybe? Let's try it again. Okay, there we go. Okay, so can we... Wow, that's crazy. It launched it. That's nuts. Press the button. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so I guess this gives me somewhere where I can go like... How do I like turn on verbose mode in the build? Right, because clickable is gonna launch CMake for me. Do I have like a build folder that this came into? And can I type make in here? Or is it like, does it? No, because he needs me to be in the clickable Docker image. Okay. Cool. Cool. Can we like get into that context? Clickable. Oh. Is there like a fucking let me into the fucking Docker image? Docker. I just want to fucking build the app myself. I just want to see what it's doing. By the way, there's a wiki for this shit. Oh, hype. That actually sounds great. That sounds great. Boom. Configuration, blah, 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 blah. Advanced usage. I can ask for a container. Oh, if I'm already in a container, sure. Oh, here we go. Nice. Clickable run bin bash. What the fuck? We just did this, no? Clickable run. Oh, dash. No, he still has to fucking pull it again. So maybe clickable run. I mean, clickable. Unable to find this. Okay, but when we call clickable build, he just must not be using latest, right? Unless he's not fucking running a Docker container? What the fuck? Oh, it's targeting AD64 now. Yeah, good eye. Good eye. So we can make some inferences from there, right? Yeah, so we saw somewhere it must have pulled ARM64 somewhere. Yeah, so we can do like docker run rm it this bin bash or something. And can we just see like he's got like opt cmake, right? Was what we saw? Yeah. Okay, so if we like bind mount this stuff in, he might want it at a specific point, but he might not. We might be able to get away with going like you know, build or something, right? Can we go into build and run make? Is it make or yeah? Can't cd to this. So they want us in the same fucking path, right? So we can make that work. We can do bind mount puad to puad. Okay. Home, streamer, work, boom, right? Okay, build, boom, make. Okay, let's fucking go, baby. Okay, so now we can do things like make clean and make verbose equals 1. And we can see what the fuck is he doing. Seeing this laid out like this, I realize something like Droidian is probably be better for your sanity as an OS on the device. It's more or less normal Debian, but with Halium Loop Iris bolted on top. That is probably what I want. I ended up here because I saw this. I've like heard of these words before. But that's okay. Let's Droidian. Future. Look into this. Because I think you're right. That is a lot closer to what I want. Like a lot closer. Okay. So this guy, when he builds, he's looking at userlib AR64 shit, right? So if we look at like userlib arch64. Do we have like libgl? Yes, we do. Okay, cool. Cool. So can we build something that links against libgl and opens a window? Like, do you guys think that we can like fucking make glfw work? I think I read somewhere that like EGL kind of like just works. Maybe that's, yeah, can we? Do they have like Wayland on here? Like user lib arch64 lib Wayland client. Like they do, right? So if I understand correctly, libhybris has some sort of like EGL, like Android EGL to Wayland EGL shit going on. That's a very primitive implementation, as UT still has Mirror 1.8. Interesting. I don't know what Mir is. Ubuntu, Mir Ubuntu. I guess this was supposed to be the X replacement before Wayland existed, right? If I remember correctly, there was like a Mir versus Wayland like 15 years ago, 10 years ago. But now it's kind of like upgraded to be like an in-between layer, I guess, maybe? Indeed, the native apps all use the Mir client protocol, actually. Yeah, okay, interesting. And Wayland 1. Yeah, I remember at the time, Ubuntu was trying to do all sorts of like its own unique shit. And kind of like Unity lost, except for in the context of Ubuntu Touch. Mir lost to Wayland. And there was like other stuff, if I remember correctly. But yeah, they kind of like ended up not rolling their own shit so much anymore. Okay, but so like if we have Wayland client, we should be able to do like our typical like glfw app shit. Maybe we could try it and just see what fucking happens. Yeah, do we want to get crazy? We could get a little crazy. Like how far, like what if we just fucking ripped like a full-on Zig app? Because on device, we have like user lib Wayland. Yeah, so as long as glfw like tries to open things from like LD library path, or like, you know, the typical LD search paths. LD so conf. How does this work? Yeah. So like LD so has us set up to like load from this thing. So as long as glfw like looks for this in the right places, we should be able to launch something that way. Can we just do like a glfw hello world? Maybe that's where we start. Do we just have like the full program? Yeah, nice. Let's just whoop. And let's just kind of see if this gets us anywhere interesting. LOL2. Test.c. Boom. Hello, I would like to paste, please. Oh, Alt Tab doesn't work. Maybe copy paste also doesn't work. I don't know how the fuck we managed to fuck this up so bad. But I think that when we were playing with like the Wayland client stuff earlier, we just like really like fucked some shit up. Okay, there we go. I don't have linmath or glad. I don't really like, can we get away with can we look at this? If we have user include GL GL, we do have like this like GL extension shit already in here, right? So if this works like it does on my desktop, we can just define a couple extension values and include GL gl.h and glx.h, and we don't need glad if this works the way I want it to. I guess we would need to compile glfw ourselves or somehow like install it in here. So how, like, who do we have, like, there's a way to like asking dpackage who owns file. That's like a thing that we can do, right? It's a thing we can do. Dpackage.s. So if we're just like, we just look at like user lib arch64 and like we look at like lib wayland client. Like, who owns this? Capital S? Okay, so we should be able to actually be like apt install glfw arm64 question mark apt search glfw apt update. Maybe. Ginger, come here. Come here. I know. I know. Come on. Thank you. Could you try building like an SDL example? Yeah, I guess I could do that too. GLFW is just the one that like I'm more familiar with usually, so I was gonna do that. But I guess we'll see. Dude, is this is crazy, right? Like, this is insane. Am I using apt wrong? Apt package search. I don't want you to do a full text search. I want you to just search what package is about. What was Ginger worried about? Yeah, she's like she had like a tummy ache last week and then it got better and then it's like kind of bad again. Apt cache search. Yeah, I guess. Apt cache search glfw. There we go. Apt install lib glfw 3 dev arm64. So this should get us what we need. He needs, oh, that seems like it's gonna fuck shit up, right? Like, he depends on EGL and libglez. So that's interesting. Interesting. Yeah, that's gonna cause problems. Because, like, also, like, this. Did we not check that this is already installed? Oh, the lib wayland is different than lib wayland client. Yeah, okay. Maybe newer versions? Maybe, but it says new. It says zero upgraded. So this seems like kind of sketchy to me. This seems sketchy. But is glfw, like, is it hard to compile? Might be, might not be. We could try compiling it against what we have here. I'm curious. It's a single CMake, but it's like kind of, it depends on what's in that CMake, right? Oh, we bind mounted the wrong thing, right? Let's go up a layer. Okay. Home, streamer, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cd glfw, mkdir build, cd build, cmake, ... Let's just see what happens. Unable to find wayland scanner. That makes sense. Because the wayland is old, so you can't, like, auto-generate, like, the protocol shit. Okay. Okay, that's kind of hard. Okay, then what? So the fact that we don't have wayland scanner is a problem. And it's like, if it's like a really limited wayland implementation, then like it would make sense. So how is like Qt opening a window? Can we kind of start there, maybe? Right, like, this guy is doing Q GUI application. Does Qt just like have support for something? Like, let me think for a second. So if we have our test app, right? We can look at the maps on it and just see what it's doing. Is it still open? Clickable. What the fuck? Was it the other app? The other window that had it? Clickable. There we go. So this guy's gonna run this thing. And I want to ADB shell maybe? And this thing is open now. So ps-aux grep lol. Cool. Cat proc 5131 maps. And how the fuck is he like, how does he like have a window? We want to see if he has like, Wayland. Hello? What the fuck? Proc? Oh my god. Cat proc 5131 maps grep Wayland, right? So he is using Wayland in some way. Wayland server and Wayland client, that's a little crazy. So Qt has managed to like, okay, I guess like Wayland scanner, you could argue is like okay for us to install. Apt cache search Wayland scanner. Depends on like what he brings in with him. Depends, because like it could be that just for build we need to create some C files for a few protocols, and maybe that's like a thing that we could do. Apt cache search Wayland scanner. Is it its own package? No. Who owns it? Apt search Wayland scanner. Oh, and I guess we actually are allowed to install that. Maybe because it's not like the ARM64 version. Clickable also handles cross builds for YAML, so at least a host and target dependencies which have their respective lists in the YAML. Interesting. Interesting. So that was not too bad. So maybe this is okay. We could maybe get away with this. Oopsies. Ah, fuck. I should just fucking save this Docker image, but whatever. Whatever. Ba-bum, 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 bum. All right. Apt install lib wayland bin. Because presumably, we don't need Wayland Scanner on the device. We need Wayland Scanner to generate C code as part of the build. So if we go build here and cmake ... what's he mad about here? Required package, Wayland EGL, Wayland client, Wayland cursor. So here, he probably just doesn't know where he's searching, I would assume. Like, I would assume that when we run like a clickable build, he's probably setting up some stuff to find that shit. I'll try to get dirty and up from sources again, since you'll probably feel a lot more at home there if you want to pursue the Hellium route and just mess around. Thank you. That's very kind. Very kind. Yeah, much appreciated. I mean, I could also like take a run at that offline. Like, I don't want to like make you do work for me, but if it's like fun for you, then all good. You know, I just yeah, I hesitate to like request too much help from strangers, you know, or even people I know. I guess I don't like asking for help that much. Okay, so this guy's like, yo, I'm looking for some shit. So when we run cmake and clickable, I would guess that he set some like cmake variables as part of his shit, right? Like if we look at like cmake cache. God damn it. God damn it. CMake cache. And can we look for like, yeah, so like he has cross compiler path. Do we have like CMake module prefix or something? What if we completely remove this for a second and try to look closely at the clickable output when we do this, right? So we have like build R64, just like nuke this shit. Great. Okay. God damn it. We need to be in the right environment over here as well. Where you'd have like a full rewrite root FS with a more modern weight on compositor to deal with on device itself. Taking cross compilation of the pictures also surely easier in general. Yeah, probably. I agree. Okay, so this guy, does he say? He doesn't really say what programs, like what he ran here, which sucks. Can I do like clickable verbose? Ah, yeah, here we go. That's the shit, dude. That's what I like to fucking see. Okay. So when he runs CMake, can we get a feel for where that came from? CMake here. CMake install prefix is this. Interesting. So it doesn't look like he worked very hard to like tell CMake to look for modules at specific spots. So like the idea that like Qt managed to link okay there is surprising, because like GLW, when we tried to run that, he had a harder time. Right? But I guess we have all of this stuff here as well, which is probably relevant, right? So maybe we want like to kind of do this, because probably what happens is he has some sort of init script, probably, that might use these environment variables, right? So I think that we kind of want to do this. Fuck. Okay. Fuck. Okay. What the fuck is going on now? I want to get out of this shit. I don't remember what... Oh, fuck. There we go. Okay. So, grep... I don't know. CMake. Env. Okay. Oh, maybe the clickable CMake stuff automatically sets some search paths as well. That's very possible as well. Right? Like, this guy might be doing all sorts of shit with, like, click shit. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. So when he looks for like find package here, he does just like call find package on Qt, which is not that crazy. Env grep Qt. Oh, wait, hold on. We set one in here, though. env grep qt. Qt version? Which isn't that crazy. How does it find it? How does it find it? I guess in here, it could be that there's like CMake modules in here somewhere. Maybe. Maybe. Okay. I want to know, like... Okay, well, we can go... I guess we could try building, like, a Qt app. I guess it's not that crazy. But I would have loved to just get, like, a simple, stripped-down OpenGL app up. Is there, like... Yeah, because, I mean, we know already that this works, which is not, like, very interesting. Okay. Let's go back to the glfw compile route. Okay, like, surely he's like, yo, I can't find this shit, right? He's looking for Wayland. So we know that we have like lib arch64. We know that we have lib Wayland client here, right? So here it's probably we didn't set the cross compile shit right. Right? So is arch and arch triplet maybe something that is used by CMake automatically, or maybe by like click? Yeah, okay. So there's something here where they have like click path, click LD library ID. Can we just like look up like CMake cross compile? Back when you say him, are you referring to the person who makes the cook app? I don't know. I have no idea. CMake C compiler. Yeah, that seems right. Why doesn't Clickable have to do that? They might set it automatically for us? Like, who... Click Arch is interesting. Okay, so we know probably at the very least when we build here, we have in our CMake cache. We have like CMake CXX compiler is set like this, right? So we know at the very least that we can do something like set something. CMake cross compile. So is there like CMake C compiler? Can we just do like CMake C compiler? AR64 Linux GNU GCC probably. AR64 Linux GNU GCC. Yeah, okay. But that doesn't tell us where to find paths, right? Okay. Arch triplet. So it really depends on if CMake is picking up on these variables or what. Because when we ran clickable verbose, right, like this is what he sets to call CMake on this thing, which is not crazy, right? Let's keep that in mind. Like, is Arch triplet? I guess we could try. We should set all of these environment variables just to kind of see what fucking happens, I guess. Everything else, I think, is fine. These are all -e flags? Yeah. Okay. Oh my god. Here we go. I don't think that this should do anything. That's my guess right now, is that this does nothing for us. But maybe, right? You never know. Oh, oops. Apt update. And apt get install libwayland bin, I think was it was. If I remember correctly, was your current relationship with C? I mean, it's fine. I'm not really like that against it. It's just not my go-to, but I don't hate it. All right. Okay, so we're in the same state, which isn't surprising, right? He doesn't know where to look. So can we set like CMake like library search paths? Like it makes sense to me that this doesn't work. Right? Like not a surprise at all. CMake find root path? Can we do like CMake library cross compile? Maybe like, this seems like an idiot question, right? We say like, I'm trying to cross compile with CMake. I have, you know, libs in lib AR64 Linux GNU or whatever the fuck it is. How do I tell CMake to look there with envars? Let's just see what he says. Yeah. I mean, those aren't crazy. There's also toolchain files. Can we look for like ls lib? Do we have package config in here? Yeah, we do. So that's like kind of reasonable, right? Kind of down to just fucking run this shit and see what happens. Oh my god. Fuck it. You know? Yeah, of course. Oh, also, I guess. Hold on. Hold on. Maybe this has been working. So he's got 030, which is great. So clearly this isn't working. God, everything's so hard. Have I ever said that before? Have we ever mentioned? Find package. Oh, maybe he's not even doing that. Maybe that's why. Wayland client. Like, who is he? Where does this guy try to find this? Including Wayland support. Okay, so he's like after this, right? Then he comes down here. Oh, maybe it's in source. Yeah. Okay, so he generates the Wayland shit. And then he has package check modules. Include find package config? Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. Package check modules. This is like a package config hookup to CMake or something? Clickable does at least abstract most of this away for you for a good reason, and it would work if you used it more like intended. Yeah. I understand that. But like my goal at the end of this is to not use clickable, right? So like starting somewhere and kind of like chipping away at the outside so we like find where I want to be, I think is like reasonable, right? I just want to see like how their system is set up. And so I do understand that I'm like making this hard for myself, and I do see why you would want to clarify that because I might be giving a bad impression. And I guess what I should be clear on is that like I am not doing what I'm supposed to do here, and that's okay. So this guy's like trying to use package config, I think, to find Wayland client. So the question is like, do we have in lib arch64 like package config? Do we have like grep Wayland? No. Okay. So that's probably related in here. Can we go to like lib arch64 package config? Can we like Wayland grep for Wayland in here? Interesting. Okay. That's interesting. I would have expected to have Wayland package config files in here. So there's probably something there. If we were to try to compile this stuff on our system, do we have Wayland anywhere? Like, I kind of want to see if we have package config files for this, and if they're supposed to be there somewhere. And maybe like Ubuntu just didn't really install them where we need them for this. That's very possible. So I want to look at like this. Hold on. Here, maybe. Lib package config, yeah, right? So this guy, it makes sense, right? So usually you have these like package config files that tells them where to look, and they're not here. So let's just double check again. If I look at dpackage s lib ar64 lib wayland client, he's like, this is not owned by dpackage. So I would probably start to bet that Halium is in charge of a lot of these libraries, and Ubuntu's sitting on top, and Ubuntu didn't necessarily install. Oh, wait. No, this is the clickable Docker image. My bad. But I guess the concept could still be there, that these like got here by us copy pasting them out of the Halium image is like a thing that could have happened, right? So I think that what we should do is like maybe look at the Halium source tree again and see if that like gives us any information, right? Like if we look at like what it exported during build, do we have like its root fs in here? System maybe? No. Find dot dash a name, like star Wayland. Okay. Okay, so that's interesting. That's interesting. So in the output here, there's nothing about Wayland anywhere. What about like libgl? Yes, there's symbols system, which means that probably in system here, they have some things in there. Okay. Okay. So ADB shell. Can we see some evidence that maybe Wayland, like that dpackage owns some Wayland shit on the device itself, maybe? Okay. So this came from somewhere. Unknown where at this point. I think that maybe we could take a guess that it's in that tarball that we installed or extracted the other day. UB ports, like somewhere we had like a Ubuntu Touch tarball. Um, you know. Is it user? Oh, this is the wrong one. This is the ARM one. This is not the Arch64 one. Find dot dash iname Wayland. Okay. Okay, so this is in that root tarball. Okay. So I guess that means that like the Ubuntu Touch image is like throwing this stuff in here, not necessarily like as a package. And then I would assume that like when we built this Docker image, that part of that came from like the Docker image copied those from somewhere probably and didn't copy like the package config files. So glfw doesn't know how to build for them, right? That would be my guess, which we can probably like prove some way if we look at like can we find like Clickable's definition on here? So we want like AMD 64, ARM 64 or something, right? Like something like this? Do we have like, where did this come from? Do they really not publish the fucking Docker files on here? Not here. GitLab. Bump, 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 bump. Oh, wait, okay. Okay. Host arch 24 host arch. Hold on. So these are like the 2004 IDE. This comes from Clickable, AMD 64 24 host arch. So that's like not, I feel like, I'm looking for this guy. The source for all Docker files used to create clickable images can be found here. So it's in here somewhere. It's in here somewhere. We just have to find it. Okay. So this is again from this thing. I guess we need to see like tag and push. Someone is making these. Okay, how do I build these? Each image accepts various n variables to customize the output. One variable supported by all build script is tag, blah, blah, blah. So there's build.sh. Where? Clone this repo and clone the clickable repo. Is this where build.sh lives? That was AMD 64, AMD 64. That's true. I guess that is true. So maybe I'm a fucking idiot. I mean, this one's good enough. Whatever. So where's build.sh? Am I high? Am I high? Oh, oops. Docker images for this. Clone the clickable repo here. build.sh now. Okay. Maybe it's like nested in here somewhere. Build.sh. Okay, so we have build.sh in here. So CI 2004 build.sh. And so he builds clickable CI, which isn't what I want. I want clickable arch. But there's a lot of these build.sh's in here. So maybe it's in the generic stuff? Generic cross builds, right? Surely, right? So in here, we are going to tag this thing as clickable. Yeah, this looks right. This looks right. So this is, oopsies. I don't want to fucking import my bookmarks. So this is the Docker file where like the real base shit comes from, right? So we're looking for somewhere where he's throwing stuff into lib target arch triplet, right? Okay. So like, where does like Hybris come from? Nowhere. Like, as far as I can tell, nowhere. But it's got to come from somewhere, right? It's gotta. Is this from something? From Ubuntu, right? So this is just, we're fucking in an Ubuntu system, right? And in here, we install, you know, a bunch of stuff. But you would think like, you know, so unless I'm like using dpackage wrong, like we should be able to find some evidence just to prove that we're not like fucking crazy, that like libtag1, you know, like tag so1, right? Like we should be able to prove that this, okay, oopsies, tag, right? So this does have a path associated with it, right? So does the symlink, right? So the idea that like libwayland client so0, oh wait, no it does. We were just fucking this up before. Oh, okay, wait, that's way better. So libwayland client does come from here. And does that mean we should just go like apt install libwayland client 0 dev libwayland client dev arm64? Is that all we need to get like the package config stuff? Libwayland dev arm64? Ah, wait, okay. Wait, we're getting somewhere. So this is lib ar64 package config lib wayland. Oh, nope. I got excited. So where does like who usually owns these, I guess? Can we do like dpackage list me some shit? Lib wayland. Can we do like apt cache search lib wayland? Maybe that'll also give us some clues. Okay. So I would think, unless we have to also do like, I know that like sometimes there's like devil packages. No, yeah, like it seems weird to me. Can we do like apt package containing file, maybe? Apt file. Oh, this is gonna take a long time to set up, I think. Oh, I fucking hate environment stuff. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I do this to myself? I deserve it. I think that I should be able to open a website without like 3/4 of it being covered by pop-ups. Is that crazy? Is that crazy? All right, boys thinking. I guess we could also look at. Oh, we can't do this while it's fucking running, unless we background it. Can we ls user? Oh god, ls user lib package config. ls. Okay, fine. This is fucking stupid. We just wait. We wait. I want to live in the O's internet. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I miss the old internet was fun. Even like, I feel like even like 5 years ago, it felt more fun. Maybe I'm just getting old, but like, I get on like Hacker News now, and I'm just like, this sucks. You know, maybe I'm just like going to the wrong spots, right? I mean, I was never much of a Twitter user, but like old Twitter was like definitely better. Like the idea like that everything's so algorithmically fed to you now, and that like the places that I used to go for like fun tech news are like now just full of like, if you use AI, you'll be rich. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't want any of this. I've met Gen Zs and they're basically anti-internet, want apps instead. Dude, the idea that you want apps is crazy to me. I don't want an app ever. I think that if I make this operating system, I'm gonna have like 3 apps. It's gonna be like the browser and like a phone, like WhatsApp. The app, the push for like apps is crazy to me. Like it worked so well, but it's like so like crazy. It's like I don't want like the fucking I don't want to have to I don't want to have to like install the McDonald's app and let them like track my whole life and have info like get access to all my contacts to like order some french fries from the drive-thru. It's like what the fuck are we doing, man? Let me go to your fucking website. There's got to be like a more efficient way to do this, right? Apps. Can we just like ask the idiot? Cool. Love that. What Ubuntu package contains Wayland package config defs? Apt file search Wayland PC. Like, is he gonna say lib Wayland dev? That's what I would have thought. Is it because we are using like Mer Wayland or something? That doesn't sound right. Am I crazy? I mean, we could just write them ourselves, but it's like, why don't we have them? Why don't we have them? Lib Wayland dev. Like, did it just get them later? Is some like fucking bullshit? Wow, 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 wow. What? Um, can I just download the fucking package and look at it? Yes. Oh my god, I have to click something. I was like, what's happening? File not downloaded? Fuck you. Let me fucking download programs on my PC, please. God. Fine, I'll fucking install D package. Little asshole. The longer I go here, the more I think that Mr. What was his name? Mr. Death Mist was right, and I shouldn't be. I should be somewhere else. But yeah, right. So here, this has exactly what I expected, right? So is the problem like what is my Ubuntu version 2004? Can we look at like Ubuntu 2004 packages? We want what was 2004? Does it say here? Ubuntu 2004. Focal. Focal. Oh my god, this Alt tab thing not working is gonna make me like fucking lose my mind. Dude, it's so old that I can't even like search. What if, can I change this? Sweet focal. Nope. It's so old, it's not even there. I'll send a GitHub just in a moment. If I can boot my artifacts, I'm just about done with. Thank you. Sorry. Dude, this is crazy. So I guess this is like, it's very, very, very possible that like the fucking deb doesn't have this in it. Can we just like download deb from apt? Like it's probably download a deb file from the repositories. Apt-get download. Lib Wayland dev arm64. Yeah, I guess I should be somewhere more reasonable, right? Unsandboxed as root. Download is performed unsandboxed as root as this. Then what the fuck do you mean permission denied? What do you mean permission denied? I'm right here. Oh wait, it's fine. I'm overreacting. I'm overreacting again. What are you missing? A patch config file? Yeah, I'm just trying to understand why. You know, like it's fine if it's just not there. But it is there. Am I an idiot? Oh, I am an idiot. I am an idiot. I was typing lib Wayland, not Wayland. Wait, okay, then we should be able to build, right? Right? Oh, we're there. Can we like turn off X11 support? I don't really give a fuck. I only need Wayland, right? X11. So can we just be like cmake-d glfw build x11 equals false? Oh, let's go! Let's go! We built it with fucking glfw. And I guess like, why did I have to build this from source again? Maybe I didn't. Lib glfw 3 amd64. Let's just double check. Oh yeah, we definitely just didn't have to do this. So we're just stupid. I think that last time I tried to apt install this thing, I tried to apt install it for host. Oh wait, no. This time I tried to install it for host. AMD64 is different than ARM64. Is ARM64 and AR64 different? Okay. So I could have just done this the whole time. That's the answer. I could have fucking done this the whole time. I'm an idiot. Okay, we'll take it. Too much nicks. Yeah, fucking brain fucking melted. Crayon time. Yeah, shove him up the fucking nose. Like, okay, so let's go back to trying to fucking build like a fucking app. This whole thing that we did was fucking stupid. Okay. Look, guys, sometimes you're here for the content, and sometimes you're here for nothing. This day's closer to nothing. We're not really accomplishing a ton right now. So we have AR64 GCC-O test.c. He's like, can I fucking please include this? Where is it in here? Wait, I think I need to install dev for some headers. No. Apps, cache, search, libglfw. Yeah, libglfw3 dev. Oh, ARM64? Did I type the wrong thing? Yeah, I did. Oh Oh, wait a second. This is back to where we were confused, right? This is where we were unhappy. So we are downloading like libopengl0 here because it depends on libopengl-dev. So even though like libglfw didn't depend on this stuff, all of this stuff does, and I was scared to do this. So the question is whether we should be okay. So maybe we were reasonable. Maybe this whole time it was right. glfw build. I guess I have to install it somewhere, right? cmake dot dash d cmake install prefix equals install or something. Hopefully that is fine. Make install. Okay. LOL2. So now we can build ourselves our little test thing. And we include glfw install include. Linmath, right. Okay. Just like fuck this shit. Where, like, yeah, fuck it. Maybe we don't. Where the fuck does linmath come from? Linmath H. Like, what is this? glfw hello world. Why? Where does this come from? Like, hello? Is linmath just kind of like sitting in here? Examples? Like, does this depend on linmath? What's going on here? Linmath, is it in here? It is. Deps, I see. Okay. Let's just do a little bit of this. Okay. L glw3. Probably L, you know, user lib ar64 linux gnu. User lib ar64 glfw lib glfw. Yeah, okay, here we go. What the fuck? Did I not just see it there? No symlinks, probably. Do I have to do like, it's like this, I think? You put like a colon up front? I don't remember how to fucking do this shit. Like, why isn't it finding it? Am I fucking high? User lib ar64 L glw. Like, surely, right? What the fuck? Are you trying to avoid runtime depths? Oh, wait, I'm a fucking high piece of shit. I'm not trying to link against that. I'm trying to link against glfw install lib, and I'm trying to do L glfw like this. Am I stupid? I can't tell if I'm, oh, is it like order matters here? No? I feel like I'm losing my mind. glfw install lib. libglfw3.a is sitting right fucking here. So link against, find, look for shit in this dir. Am I like fucking stupid? I can't tell. I can't tell. File. Did I accidentally build for the wrong architecture? That's possible. If it like thinks it's like for x80, like x64 or something. If I like really fucked up. No, that's right. 3. I'm just forgetting a 3 because I'm a dumbass. Is that true? Yes, it is. Thank you. So I think I don't have LGL, right? I have. Wait. Undefined reference to glfw terminate? How? More confusing, but there's also. Yeah, wait, what the fuck? Why? I can't tell if I'm like fucking stupid or not. Let's. Can we take a look at this thing? Uh, GLW terminate. Sure is in there, right? Uh oh. Fuck. I'm actually like so lost, but that's okay. That's okay. I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong. How do you like force shared library output? Just for temporarily. CMake force SO like build shared. Oh my god, cat C make cache. Shared. GLW library type. Or use build shared libs. Sure. So now we should be able to like really just triple check. nm dash this thing. Grep glw terminate. What is the fucking man nm t? What does it mean? Capital T means global text symbol. It's defined. Okay. So let's stop losing our fucking minds. And do this, and he's still fucking mad. So, like, hello? um. Yeah, okay. So he definitely finding it? uh. It's gotta be, like, binary type mismatch or something, right? It has to be. I don't know, like, how else this wouldn't be working, but I mean, this is a ARM AR64 dynamically linked. Like, I swear I'm losing my fucking mind. I swear I'm losing my goddamn mind. I don't know how I could be less. It just seems also reasonable. Can we run an example from here? Can we build examples? Oops. Build examples on. So wait, we have examples here. Wait, that's all we wanted. So can we look at triangle OpenGlaze and just see if it does something? I mean, we can solve the next problem in a second, but like if we go in here, can we, not a dynamic executable, great. So we should just be able to like adb push triangle glaze to data or something. adb shell would. Okay, let's push it to home phablet. Okay, adb shell cd home phablet triangle. Okay, LDD triangle. Okay, so let's go back here and turn off build shared. I forget what it was. Build shared libs. Okay. ADB push, ADB shell, LDD triangle. Okay. Okay. Failed to find XGG shell in your compositor. Okay. What just happened? Your host system just claimed it was dynamic. The target declared it was. I think it's because I used like the default LDD, and it's like it's not a fucking AMD 64 dynamic executable, which it like shortened to not a dynamic executable. And then on target, it's like, no, it fucking is, you fucking idiot. You just were fucking parsing it with the wrong thing, I think. Okay. So this is interesting. No XDG shell in the compositor, which means that we might not be able to make a window. Maybe? What is this? Yeah. Yeah, this is how we fucking... This is how we make things that we can like draw into, no? Oh, into windows. It defines base. So maybe... No, I'm pretty sure that like when I ran... Okay, so in the pre-stream segment today, we were looking at our Wayland client. We wrote one from scratch for shits and giggles. And I'm pretty sure in there, I mean, it was a while ago, so we need to refresh our memory. But I'm pretty sure in there we were using that to create a window. XDG shell, XDG, WM base. Here we go. So like when we initialize our app, we have this like XDG surface thing, right? And as we create a Wayland surface and we attach it to an XG surface. So like kind of by default, it's nothing. And then we like make it part of our top level app. So make it like the base of the window. And so I guess all of this is saying like, you can't fucking do that. But I thought that this was required for us to have a window at all. That's what I thought. But maybe like, because as names Death Mist was saying, like this is like a naive Wayland implementation based off of Mur. Like maybe they don't have that, and maybe you're supposed to do something different. Could be. Let's look at there's like a Wayland from scratch blog. we read a long time ago? This one. Does this guy talk about XDG? Yeah. Shell. Did he kind of come up with the same thing? Opening a socket, create a registry, blah, 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 shared memory frame buffer, sure. He creates a file, and then he starts talking to the compositor. So we need to bind some interfaces, sure. So he's got like, yeah, we need these three, XG surface, WL surface. Last two being entities from extension protocols, which is inconsequential in our implementation, so we do not link against any libraries. I guess it doesn't really say why. But this was my impression as well, that like Wayland surfaces are not like useful on their own. You need to like attach them to something, was my understanding. WL surface. A surface is a rectangular area that may be displayed on 0 or more outputs and shown any number of times at the compositor's discretion. They can present buffers, receive user input, define a local coordinate system. The size of the surface is described in surface local coordinates. A surface with a role is fairly useless. A compositor does not know where, when, or how to present it. Right, that was kind of my understanding. The role is the purpose of the WL surface. Examples of roles are a cursor for a pointer, a drag icon, a subsurface, and a window defined by a shell protocol, e.g., WL shell get shell surface. Okay, so this was my understanding, that the shell was owned by XDG, but maybe there is also this. So this protocol is deprecated and not intended for production use. For desktops file user interfaces, use XDG shell. Okay. So this lines up with my understanding that like to get a fucking window, you need this thing. And GLFW is like, yo, bro, what in the fuck? There's no fucking shell. There's no like, what am I supposed to fucking do? I can't fucking make one, right? So I wonder if there's like, the question now becomes is how the fuck is Qt making a window, right? We have a window in this world. And it's like, why can't Qt make one? I guess this is getting into the weeds of Ubuntu app development, which in reality, we don't really care about, right? We want to use libhallium. We're going to make our own compositor, right? It's like, that's going to be the first thing that we do. And so going down this path does not necessarily get us closer, right? Especially if, as Death Mist, so again, forgot the name, said, if Droidian gives us something more reasonable, where we have like a compositor that provides more Wayland stuff, then maybe we'll be in a better spot, right? So what do we want to do here? What do we want to do? There's the option of just going down this road anyway. This whole project sounds tedious as hell. I think that this is just kind of like how learning goes, though, right? You kind of like don't really know what the fuck is going on. You poke and prod stuff until you learn more, and then eventually you like get to the right spot. And it turns out that like when you get there, it wasn't that bad to begin with, right? We're going down this like shitty. We're like trying to like take apart this like pile of shit. Calling it shit's probably a little rude, but like we're trying to take apart like this whole infrastructure because we're going to remove it, and it's like that's not what the infrastructure is meant for. Right? So it's like, it's kind of our own fault. It's our own doing. But this is just how it goes. This is how you learn. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to decide. I think, let's like look up Droidian. I know Droidian. A new Linux distribution based off Debian for mobile devices. The goal of this thing is to be able to run Debian on Android phones. This is accomplished by using Halium. Hype, very cool. And when they launch this thing, like, do they have like GUI? Like, is that like a thing that they have on here? Like when I launch this thing, like what's on here? Probably, oopsies. Oh my god, I'm not trying to fucking click on all this shit. Did I miss my phone in here? It's sorted alphabetically. 1 plus, I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's just click anything. So like, he does like have stuff like, do I say like graphics? Not necessarily, but we do see stuff like brightness and rotation. So it's like, surely if they have rotation, they have like a GUI to go with it, right? Is Phosh a Wayland compositor a special case? Maybe, yeah. Yeah, it comes with Phosh. Yeah, then in that case, then we should be chilling. I would hope. I guess maybe not. I think Phosh is a fork of GNOME, right? So presumably this thing acts as a reasonable Wayland compositor. You know what? Can we sidestep a lot of this? It might be interesting if we go down the route of writing a Wayland compositor ourselves and then trying to load that on a phone. Maybe, right? Because that will like kind of like let us know what layer we're expecting to replace. Right? Like, so if we have something, maybe we go down a layer as well. There's a thing called KMS Cube, which we've played with in the past, who tries to initialize an OpenGL context and render a cube using like Mesa. So maybe the play here is trying to understand what we would want to use here and then figure out what Android provides. Writing a Wayland compositor for Android hardware is a specialty. You don't use DRM KMS like normal Linux. Yeah, I assumed that's true. But I think that my assumption there is that I want to know what parts I expect to have in Mesa / KMS, and then we would have like an easy like brain blast for how we replace that. But if Droidian just has the patches, we can look at that. It's kind of interesting. Dude, it's so sick that you're just in here telling me this stuff. This is like the fucking crazy part of like streaming this stuff is that we just have like this happens shockingly often where somebody who's just like experienced in the thing that I'm trying to do is just like here. It's like that's awesome, man. It's so sick. Can we see like is this like a proper fork? It's like it's not flagged as a fork here, but we could maybe we can just look at the code, I guess. I think we've poked around in WL roots in the past, so we should be able to find it. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Okay, so somewhere there's usually like a DRM. See, backend DRM. So surely backend here is going to have either he's going to have modified this from someone else, or he's gonna have added his own backend probably. Okay. So can we maybe git log stat as like a bit of a, a way for us to kind of guess what they're working on. So I assume that this stuff, if we're seeing stuff from like 2023, that's probably like real WLR. Droidian. Ah. Okay, so hardware composer sounds interesting. Okay, yeah, so he's got a libdroid dependency. Nice. And here, what's going on? Yeah, okay, so this looks like some, file handle shit. Some like DRM shit, right? Create a YouTube instance for the panel brightness control. HWC backend. Hardware composer backend. Okay. Surface. Ah, interesting. So I've seen this word surface flinger in Android before. So there. Oh, cool. Cool. So they're like starting. They've got some Android library and they're like starting Surface Flinger on it or something. Compare feature next upgrade branch. The default one is a mix of old API. Okay. You're saying. Oh yeah, I guess I am on like a fucked up branch, huh? Git fetch all maybe. Git branch. Git fetch branches. How do I fucking get them all? Hello? Oh, there's upstream here as well. So we can do upstream to Jordan as well. Git fetch remote branches. Like hello? Or git list remote branches. Git branch remote. Is that here we go. Okay, so we can go like git diff origin upstream to origin droidian or something. Yes, they're either hacking the shit out of this, or I'm comparing the wrong branches. Which is very possible. Git. Can we look at like upstream in here? Oh, okay. So here we can kind of see like this compared to this, probably, right? It's probably like a good. I assume that's what this like fucking branching is. Probably. So we want this and this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it looks like is Hardware Composer. Hardware Composer is completely new. Brand fucking new. Okay, cool. Cool. So this is all of the information we need to do that. That sounds like kind of fun. So they create like a Surface Slinger. And they have like Hardware Composer 2, which is like must come from. I can't tell if this is like Hardware Composer 2 API. Like, okay. Like how do they talk to this thing would be kind of interesting, you know? Are they oh here. here. This is where shit lives probably. So libhybris owns our ability to make a window. And I was under the impression that like libhybris exposed some like EGL bindings by default, I thought. But I guess that would only be for like OpenGL stuff, not for Wayland compositor stuff. Like, how do we do file descriptor transfer? Like DRM file descriptor transfer. What a fun little game you'll get to play. So this means the real fun part is going to be, like, I think if we really want to get in the weeds, trying to port KMS Cube to use libhybris, I think is probably the most interesting, like direct get us into fucking driver shit, right? If we can get like a Halium RAM disk up without like any of the Ubuntu shit and try to port KMS Cube, I think that would be very interesting. So I think maybe we do that tomorrow. That would be like a kind of like fun little game. And we can use this as a reference. Yeah, that sounds kind of fun. And that's like kind of like a nice, we're kind of at like 4 o'clock now. So this is kind of like a nice place to end it. So what the fuck did we do today? We basically just tried to launch an OpenGL app on Ubuntu Touch and couldn't. That was trying and failing to open a window was kind of the extent of today. But I think that we kind of got to poke and prod around something fun, so cool. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like what you saw, we stream most days. We aim for 12:30 to 4 o'clock Pacific time. That wouldn't give you GPU acceleration. You'd be doing it directly on the frame buffer. Hardware Composer needs the whole Halium LXC container up and running. Oh, sick. I guess, to be clearer, like this, for this to work, then we would need to go through all of that work, which I think would be, I guess, like a fun exercise. So maybe we should go for, maybe instead of doing a Halium RAM disk, we pull up Droidian and then just don't start the compositor or something. We'll see. I'll do some more reading tonight. Thank you so much for all the help, Death Mist. But yeah, cool. So call it there for today. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like what we saw, we stream most days 12:34 Pacific time. It is 4 now if you're watching live. So anywhere between 3.5 hours ago and now. If you're watching live and you're like, I can't watch every day, but I want to keep up, there's a YouTube link in the Twitch description where we put like half-ish of all development. The other half is kind of stuff that I would consider like not necessarily feature development, but kind of like more like support work, research, that type of stuff. And it's just because, we have like a limited amount of stuff that we can post on YouTube before it's too much. And so that stuff goes on Patreon, YouTube members, or in Twitch VODs. If you support in the appropriate spot, you get the knowledge of knowing that you're helping the stream continue for a longer extended, like, the lifetime of the stream will be longer. And also, you get back the VODs that we don't post. So today's example is we were playing around with upgrading our hand-rolled Wayland client. To like, we were just bringing it up to like the latest and greatest and trying to refresh our memory on how all that worked. Yeah. So YouTube, thanks for watching. Peace out. And Twitch, let's find someone to raid.